We need more differentiating factors. I don't want to hear any more. So what's your problem with selling order flow? TD Ameritrade and everybody else is doing it, except Fidelity. I don't want to hear that anymore. I want more differentiating factors. I'm your host, Efi Pilarino, and I'm here today to talk about fintech business practices. Let's start with Wirecard, the scandal. It's an accounting scandal, and I'm going to leave it to professional journalists to investigate what exactly happened and which are the fintechs that have been using their services and will be impacted. What we do know for now is that Wirecard had a UK regulated entity, Wirecard Solutions, that has been frozen. Last Friday, the FCA froze the subsidiary, and already we have a couple of UK fintechs like Anna Money. We have Curve, we have Soldo, the business expense prepaid card affected in Germany. We have Stocard, the loyalty point aggregator, and a bank, Wirecard, that was using their services in Bulgaria. We know Payhawk and more and more. Revolut seems, at least for now, not being impacted. I know they were using partially or fully, not clear to me yet, the top-up account capabilities from Wirecard. Clearly, this is not only an accounting scandal, it is a business culture and leadership scandal and evidence that when fintechs grow up, they really become tempted to be culturally and adopt business practices that are not different than those in the incumbent sector. Which brings me to one of the companies that I actually wanted to talk about even before the Wirecard scandal broke out. And this is Revolut. Revolut is a high growth, high valuation company that was a darling and is probably a darling to many still. We all opened an account for its first main service, which was a seamless experience in the exchange rate market. Me living and traveling in Europe with three currencies, the Swiss franc, the euro, the pound, I must say that it was it's a great app and service, and I hear from other startups or small to medium-sized businesses that talk about the seamless way and efficient way of opening a business account with them. Now, what I'm disappointed with, and this is the main point that I want to express, is in a couple of areas where Revolut is continuing to have not only no differentiation with incumbents, but actually be adopting their worst practices. So in terms of how they are managing their team and their work ethics, we have had reports as early as last year that their working environment is toxic. Recently, we have several top management individuals leaving the company, and during the layoffs that they decided to implement, and I'm not judging their business decision, the way they handled these, again, shows that they have not been paying attention to their communications, to how they let go people. People are talking about being pressured to quit in order to reduce the compensation that they are entitled to, and so on. So if Revolut cannot create a healthy and great working environment, a company that is well funded and well respected and well recognized in terms of its valuation, if they can't do it, then who can do it? And then this company is no different than any other in terms of its business practices, because it's clear they have given in to being choked by VCs in terms of showing concrete evidence that they can turn their growth into profitability, and as a result, they have chosen during this crisis or its recovery, depending where you're living, to implement new fees and make sure that they minimize their free services. So we have a reduction to the limit that you can send FX free. We have fees on the weekend. We have increased fees for premium and metal users. I'm really disappointed. And this brings me to the second fintech with which I'm also disappointed, and this is Robinhood. Robinhood is another fintech darling, that brought stock trading, democratized it, brought it to the masses, and basically pushed an entire sector to commoditize stock trading to the extreme. Now, I'm not disappointed because some say that Robinhood day trading and increased volume is probably responsible for this unreasonable rally in the stock market and recovery after their March lows, because honestly we don't have the data that supports that there has been any meaningful, if you like, effect from the increased amount of trading that is clear and the increased amount of accounts that Robinhood captured during this crisis. What I'm disappointed with is Robinhood's mishaps, and they are in several areas. We have crashes, so where's the user experience? We have regulatory fines. In December 2019, only recently, Robinhood was fined by FINRA for violation of best execution rules. They had to pay 1.25 million. And I must highlight the fact that when the business was launched and as it was starting to grow, we all were asking ourselves, how is Robinhood going to make money? And the narrative that was floating around was all about Robinhood is going to make money through the interest on margin accounts and cash. Well, guess what? That's not what it's making money on. It's making money on selling order flow. Alphacution highlighted that last year, and now this year there's tons of evidence that in the first quarter of 2020, those amounts really shot up significantly. So call it by its name. And where is the differentiating factor? We need more differentiating factors. I don't want to hear any more. So what's your problem with selling order flow? TD Ameritrade and everybody else is doing it, except Fidelity. I don't want to hear that anymore. I want more differentiating factors. This is not good enough after so much funding, after so much growth, not to have more differentiating factors with the incumbents. It is not okay in the name of growth to have apps of grown-up fintechs crashing. It is not okay to be paying these regulatory fines in the name of growth. It is not okay not to be transparent and to be opaque in terms of what your business model is. It is not okay to mismanage human capital. I am disappointed, and we do need more differentiating factors from the grown-up fintechs.